Hello, welcome to this severe weather update. So let's see what's going on for today. So this is the outlook until 12Z, but this will expire soon. There are some marginal risks there. And let's see the outlook for day one today, Saturday, August 3rd. So let's see here. So there are two slight risks and some marginals there. So one slight risk from South Carolina to New Jersey, and another slight risk in Minnesota and South Dakota there, and northern Iowa, and a marginal risk in Oklahoma, Panhandle, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, and Kansas, and a marginal around that slight risk, and another marginal in southern Florida for the rain bands of the system coming, and another marginal from Georgia to Massachusetts. So the tornado threat is 2% in southern Florida from the rain bands of Tropical Cyclone 4, and the wind threat is 15% in all those light risks and 5% in the marginals, so be aware in those areas there. Hail is just 15% in the plains and hatched for potential 2-inch plus hail parts of Minnesota and South Dakota, so be careful there. 5% in those areas there of Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico. So let's see. Scare severe storms are most likely this afternoon and evening for eastern South Dakota and Minnesota with damaging winds and hail possible. Scare thunderstorms producing damaging gusts in mid-Atlantic vicinity. Developing tropical cyclone may impact Florida Keys, western Florida Peninsula. Meanwhile, isolated strong storms possible in the southern high plains. So be aware in those areas. For tomorrow, there are another marginal risk in Florida for the tropical system, marginal risk from South Dakota to Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, and marginal risk in Montana tomorrow, and general risk of storms in many areas. Tornado threat 2% in Florida tomorrow, wind threat in the plains and in Montana, hail threat just in the Midwest there. So be aware tomorrow. Widely scarce strong thunderstorms may produce at least some risk of severe weather in parts of central northeastern Florida and adjacent southeastern Georgia, portions of the upper Mississippi Valley, portions of the northern Rockies Sunday through Sunday night. So be aware for Sunday. For Monday, and there's another marginal risk in the northeast there, in parts of the Midwest and Ohio Valley, another marginal risk in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. Probabilistic 5% in all those areas, and general risk of storms throughout the areas. Strong thunderstorms may pose some risk of severe weather across parts of the southern Atlantic coast and corridors across New England and southern portions of the Great Lakes region. So be aware for Monday. Let's see, day 4 through 8, nothing. Fire threat, just isolated dry thunderstorms possible in portions of the west. So be aware there, those dry thunderstorms can be dangerous. And for tomorrow, for Sunday, more isolated dry thunderstorms possible there. So let's see. For the southeast today, the tropical cyclones forming off Cuba, and then we'll start getting these rain bands in southern Florida, might produce some gusty thunderstorms and strong thunderstorms with some heavy rains, and a threat of a tornado or two with those storms there. So you can see by this afternoon and everything that line of storms keeps going through Florida, more threats of a tornado or two, some heavy rain. Then let's see, then by tonight, the cyclones developing off the coast there, and more rain in the west coast of Florida, and some storms, and a storm or two possible in the Bahamas too. So be careful there. For other parts of the southeast, nothing crazy, just some storms this afternoon, with showing Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and some stronger storms this afternoon in North Carolina there, South Carolina and Georgia, maybe northern Florida, parts of Louisiana and Virginia into Delaware, New Jersey, more storms this afternoon. So let's see, for the Midwest, let's see, we might have some storms forming later. When is this? But it doesn't show anything for today there. We have that slight risk, but let's see a past run here. So the past one showed the storms in Minnesota, Manitoba there, but it didn't show anything big. Just some storms starting like tonight around Minnesota, but it didn't show anything big this afternoon. Let's see. The run before that kind of showed something, but not really. So let's see the southern high plains. It shows there maybe some showers in Kansas and the storms in Oklahoma Panhandle mainly this evening, late this afternoon, going to northern Texas there. Some areas, and the marginal risk goes through Colorado and New Mexico too. So be aware in those areas. Let's see the whole picture here. So it shows some more monsoon showers, maybe a storm or two in the west there, some showers in Oregon possible, and some storms in other areas. Even to Maine in the northeast shows some showers and a storm or two, going to Atlantic Canada later this afternoon, into Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, some more storms in Quebec this afternoon and evening, so be aware there. Let's see what else. So another thing is the flash flooding. So the rainfall estimates for potential tropical cyclone 4 are still around 6 to 8 inches in parts of Florida, but they increased a lot for South Carolina. Some areas there like 8 to 12 inches close. So now we have a slight risk. So this is today, a slight risk in southern Florida for flash flooding from the rain bands, a marginal in Florida, a marginal from Texas to Maine, a marginal in the Midwest, a marginal in the Southwest there for the monsoon, and a marginal in parts of the West, California, Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, and some other areas. So be aware today. Day 2 for tomorrow, another slight in Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina for the cyclone there. Marginal in the whole Florida except the western panhandle, marginal surrounding the slight risk, and a marginal in part of mid-Atlantic there northeast, a marginal from Montana to Wisconsin for some other storms and stuff, be aware, and a marginal in the southwest there tomorrow. Day 3 is the big day. There's already a moderate risk for day 3 in South Carolina and Georgia and northern Florida there. So this is already on day 3 a moderate risk of flash flooding, at least 40% chance of exceeding flash flood guidance, so that can be very dangerous there, and a marginal risk and a slight risk around it through Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and some areas there. Another marginal risk in the northeast for day 3 for Monday, a slight risk from South Dakota to Michigan for Monday, and a marginal for some storms there, and a marginal in the southwest for Monday. Be aware. Day 4 for Tuesday, still a slight risk in the Carolinas and Georgia, and a marginal. Marginal risk still in parts of the northeast. There's a marginal risk in the southwest for Tuesday. So be aware. For next Wednesday, shows another slight on the east coast, and a marginal for the system still lingering there, and a marginal in the southwest still. So be aware there. Precipitation for today, more in Florida, the east, some other areas with storms. Tomorrow, a lot in Florida, Georgia, some other areas, some storms in Canada, northern U.S. too, northeast. Day 3 shows a lot there in North Carolina, especially like Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida still. For Monday, another area of more rain in the Midwest, the Northeast, and Southwest. For Tuesday, shows more in South Carolina, North Carolina there. Wednesday, still a little bit more on the East Coast, some other storms in other areas. Next Thursday, shows more on the East Coast, in other areas there, the monsoon. Day 7, next Friday, shows more in Georgia, the East Coast, a little bit more in Florida, and more on the central western areas of more rains and storms there. So days 1 through 7 shows a lot there in Colorado, New Mexico from the monsoon, more Montana through southern Canada, more the Midwest, and take a look at this in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida there. So days 1 through 7 has close to 15 inches in those areas, the 7-day total. So please be careful in those areas. Let's see some other stuff. So the temperatures are still running hot today, so 100 in the plains, 100 not in the southwest, so 90s there. Let's see for tomorrow, still some 100s in the southwest, in the plains too, some 90s in other areas. For, let's see, for day 3, for Monday, shows more 100s there in the plains in the southwest, 90s there in the west, so 90s in other areas. And for Tuesday, more, let's see, more 100s in the plains, 90s in the south, 100s in the southwest. Let's see, next Wednesday shows still some 100s there in the plains, more 100s from the west in California and the southwest, some other 90s there. Yeah, and then let's see, for next Thursday still shows 100s in Texas, Oklahoma, some 100s on the west still, and some 90s in other areas. For next Friday shows more 100s in Texas, 90s in other areas, 100s on the southwest, and some 90s in Florida. Let's see, the max wind gust for today, not considering the severe weather, just like wind gusts by themselves, shows gusty winds in southern Arizona, some mountains there at the west, Nevada, some more winds in the north, and Florida there, so some more winds from the system coming. So we have hurricane watches in parts of northeastern Florida, tropical storm warnings are already there. Let's see, heat advisories there still, some heat warnings in the south, heat advisories, heat warnings in the west, red flag warnings, heat watches. And what's that there? I think that's a storm surge watch in western Alaska, or a high surf advisory there. Some coastal flood statements in Hawaii. Beware, some flood watches in North Carolina, Virginia, and there must be flood watches in Florida already. And New Mexico, so some air quality stuff in the gray, but this changes all the time. So let's see for Canada, the thunderstorm outlook for British Columbia. Let's see, shows some minor thunderstorms possible in some areas there, the north, the southwest. Let's see, for Northwestern Territories, shows some minor thunderstorms with some rain and gusty winds possible in those areas there. For tomorrow, a little bit smaller area, but still show some. In the prairies, show some minor thunderstorms possible today there. For tomorrow, some minor storms too. In Ontario, show some storms possible there in those areas, but let's see today. Today more in southern Ontario there, and tomorrow a little bit more. Let's see Atlantic Canada, shows, let's see, for today some minor storms possible there, and even some moderate storms possible in New Brunswick there, Nova Scotia and some areas. So be aware there. Let's see the alerts very quickly. Shows, and interestingly enough, we have some severe thunderstorm watches in Manitoba there. Southern Manitoba, conditions for both the development of severe thunderstorms can be strong winds, large hail, and heavy rain. So mainly this afternoon and evening, if I'm right, but mainly for today, Saturday, August 3rd. So let's see, some air quality advisories in Saskatchewan, some heat warnings in southern Alberta and southern Saskatchewan for temperatures like on the low 30s. Let's see, heat warnings in southern British Columbia, some special air quality statements for the wildfires, more heat warnings in British Columbia and Alberta, heat warnings for hot temperatures. Let's see, some fog advisory for this morning there, some more air quality advisories in northern Alberta. Let's see, we have some heat warnings in Ontario too for 29 to 31 temperatures, more heat warnings in eastern Quebec there, heat warning, and we already have some severe thunderstorm watches too in eastern Quebec there. Conditions this afternoon, conditions will refer for the development dangerous thunderstorms can be strong wind gusts, large hail, and heavy rain parts of eastern Quebec, and they might issue some for New Brunswick too. And the model also showed some storms in Nova Scotia. There are heat warnings in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia there for hot and humid conditions, so be aware there. But this is mainly it. Let's see here, region, North America, Western Canada doesn't show anything big today. Maybe a storm or two on the foothills there in Alberta, but nothing big. Some showers, maybe a storm or two further north, but maybe tomorrow shows some more showers, and tomorrow night shows some more storms in British Columbia and Alberta. Through Monday the 5th, shows some more storms possibly. Let's see, the European shows maybe a storm or two in Alberta today and more tomorrow there. Let's see for central Canada, shows that system there. Some storms in Manitoba this afternoon, but they are mainly happening now. I think this morning through early this afternoon, Ontario, Manitoba, the system there spinning. Maybe some more storms later next week into Monday and Sunday. Maybe some more storms there, Saskatchewan and Manitoba, especially Saskatchewan and Alberta by Sunday. Let's see for Eastern Canada, shows some showers and storms from that system there. And then the storms this afternoon for Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Labrador, Quebec, lots of storms there. And then by Sunday tomorrow in Newfoundland there some more storms, maybe more in Nova Scotia Sunday, and some more areas too. And later in Ontario too, some storms. Yeah, and this is mainly it. So still this is some warm to hot temperatures there, especially in southwestern Canada. And this is mainly it. Thanks for watching.